Thank you, Chairman Hoven. I appreciate it. And thank you to all of our panelists. I think in so many different ways, you are each such significant role models for others. And some may be doing it in more high-profile ways, like you, Martin, or perhaps, Alton, it's what you can do as you go back to your classroom and talk to other kids about why it's important to eat healthy. But the lessons that you have shared with us today are all very real takeaways that can make a difference. And I think we recognize that so much of this is education, and we've talked about the significance of the SDPI program and all that is. But education only goes so far. You have to then act on it. And you have to take that step to do the exercise. You have to take that step to order the salad. You have to be proactive with it. And Martin, I noted that it wasn't just too long ago that you flew back up to Juneau to attend the gold medal basketball tournament that's going on there. And again, it's one of these things where you're flying incredible distances to go to be somewhere where, yeah, I guess you probably really do love basketball growing up in Yakutat, but the fact of the matter is this gives you an opportunity to role model for these other kids so that they see that exercise can be fun. Can you speak a little bit to this whole aspect of being the role model to get others to be motivated and to change behavior? Because I think this is such an important part of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, regarding gold medal, I think it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest tournament in the United States, 71st annual tournament this year. I grew up going. My dad took me. My dad was a Golden Gloves boxer, and he started taking me to gold medal when I was 8 years old. So basketball has actually become a part of our culture, and so physical fitness has always been a big part of my life. And growing up and attending the Boys and Girls Club, I always had access to that. I had good role models there who I looked up to, and also mentors who encouraged me to dream big. And I was always taught that, physical fitness and applying myself and learning a nutritional education, all of those things that were provided through the clubs would help me get to the level of where I'm at today. And so I believe that, There's a quote by Kevin Spacey. He says, "If you should be so lucky to make it to the top, it's your duty to send the elevator back down." And I think that, given the platform that I've been blessed to have, I feel like it's important. It's a responsibility to promote healthy lifestyles and active lifestyles in our communities to prevent diabetes and other issues that we're dealing with.
Well, we appreciate your leadership and, again, that role modeling that goes on.
Thank you.
I was struck, Mr. Eagle, with your testimony coming from Fort Berthold, and you talked about lack of access to healthy foods, the fact that on your reservation, stores and available fresh produce is limited, and it strikes me that you're in very much the same situation that we have up north in Alaska, where you have communities. 80% of our communities are not connected by road, so you have food that is flown in. It's expensive if you can get it. Quite honestly, oftentimes it's been sitting somewhere for a long period of time. By the time it gets to the main hub, and by the time it gets out to the village, if it's lettuce, it's brown, it's wilted, it's dead, it's nothing that anyone would want to eat. Kids don't know what color a banana should really look like, because by the time it gets to a village, it's just really not fit for consumption. And so we have so many of our kids that have grown up not only not tasting these good, healthy foods, but if they are able to taste it, they're bad by then, so they don't like it. And so when we think about the education that we're building, that's great, but we also have to be able to have the access. And so some of the programs, I know that through USDA and FDA, we have allowed our schools in Alaska, some of our village schools, to accept donated traditional foods that can be served as part of the school lunch menu. So you're having good fish. They're making fish soup instead of opening up a can of chili that's been made somewhere else and loaded with preservatives and whatever they load it with. So making sure that we have access to the good, healthy, traditional foods, I think, is so important. But also making sure that, again, we have a way to help get the good food available at an affordable price. And I know we do have our programs out there through SNAP and through some of the others, but I look at the connection here between the disease that is so debilitating and that can be arrested if we are able to focus on diet and able to focus on exercise. But if we can't make that good food available, we're still very, very challenged. So know that this is something that I want to continue to work with the committee on. We've got things like essential air service that help us lower our prices for food, and that's on the budget floor right now, something we got to address. So another subject for another time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.